Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another gameplay video. So earlier this week, you saw the Skilless Veggie deck on the channel. You also saw my Gohan deck from Nationals a few weeks ago. Now we're pitting them against each other in this battle video. If you're new, guys, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And if you want to buy any cards you see in this video, make sure you use my link to TCG Player or Beard Collectibles in the description below. So I believe in this game I am going second, so a little bit of a disadvantage. I know I'm playing against aggro because Nick is one of my friends on the left here playing the Skilless Veggie deck, so I know how his deck operates. So I do tailor my mulligan to that because I know I'm keeping a hand to beat aggro. I believe I keep a super combo in hand as well as a dual color. So you know, as long as you have your dual color turn 1, and I think I kept the Beers for turn 2 as well. The super combo is good because, again, it is an aggro deck. You are going second. You have a ton of draw power, so you really hope to draw into your answers, but you really don't want to mill things like super combos or negates. So I tend to keep those in my hand going second against aggressive decks. So Nick has the simple turn 1, charge a Caulifla, go into a Kid Goku. He really wants to hit double green turn 1 and 2 on his energy, so I can go into his Sand Kaba, which he does have in his hand, and he has a second green, so he is pretty much hitting his curve perfectly. And there's a milled super combo, exactly what we did not want to see. But we're gonna pitch the Source of Power because we really don't need it self-awaken in this matchup. He's pretty much gonna do that for us. We also don't seem to have the Kid Goku, the Saiyan Instinct Son Goku in our hand, so not being able to pitch that was pretty unfortunate. I could have mulled harder for it, but again, like, I really want the turn 1 dual color. You need it for your counter plays. You need it for, you know, max value on Zeno button, and yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. But hopefully we get there turn 2. We'll mill 2 more cards next turn, so we're hoping that at least one of them is the Saiyan Instincts. But he's hitting his curve perfectly here. The Caulifla coming out on turn 2. That big double striker is huge. My deck especially doesn't have any like real true removal outside of like 2 cards, which I could potentially mill. That would be unfortunate. I could still also draw them. I have a pretty good chance of drawing them, so we'll see what happens there. Another Beerus though, so our energy is looking solid. Now we just need some plays. He does go the double strike at the leader. He's gonna keep me at 5 here, so I don't have like any type of explosive turn, and that makes perfect sense. Like, not swinging with the Kaba makes perfect sense. He doesn't want me to threaten it because just getting that 1 extra damage is not worth destroying his tempo. So I do draw into the Goku. I don't mill it though, which is unfortunate. So I am debating on comboing it here to draw the 2 cards. It's 1 less of a plus than I would have gotten if I had milled it, but kind of unfortunate. This swing is going at the Caulifla, by the way. I want to starve his life total. I really don't want him to be able to awaken easily. He's already charged 2 of his self-awakeners. So I feel like if I can manage his board, I'll have a much better shot of winning the game. But he does decide to save the Caulifla there, comboing 2 Dragon Balls. He does have, you know, the Kid Goku on board to get one of them back. So it's essentially like he only comboed 1 card. I do have a pretty thick hand, but he's just going to keep throwing the aggression on here. I think he's going to summon a 30k, and this board is getting more and more daunting. Because no matter how you look at it, a 30k usually requires a negate. Otherwise, it's probably going to be a forced damage. So he's going to draw off the leader there. The 15k leader, man, also insane for an aggro strategy. It's really nuts. So now that he has a ton of attackers, he's debating on swinging with the Kaba first, and he will swing with the Kaba first. Definitely a good swing. I'm going to combo the 5k. That Krillin is just unnecessary. Now he's going to try and put me to 3 here. Luckily, my super combo is live at whatever life total, as long as I have sparking 5. So 20. We're tied up. We need 5 more. I'll get rid of a Janemba in my hand. I believe I have a second one. So I'll take that one and go to 4. The 30k is going to put me to 3. Yeah, I had to combo out of the 20k because that 30k was going to put me to 2 if I took it. If I took the 20k double strike and went to 3, that 30k was going to put me to 2. So I had to make sure to combo out of that 20k double strike. Now I have to try and do something about his board. His board is getting a little too out of control here. I do have a lot of cards, but the lack of removal is hurting a lot. And this is really why I like green as a color. I really like having removal options. I hate having to rely into attacking battle cards. I do think the Gohan deck is insanely strong, but yeah, against things like this, it can stink a little bit. Like, you are advantaged against aggro, but this is like somewhat of a degenerate type of aggro that really is just insane. So we're gonna pass here. Not being able to do too much. I didn't want to do anything offensive. I wanted to keep the 2 energy up for counterplay. for my Bardock not Sand Instincts, for my Bardock Raiders Warcry, that's the one. That's going to interrupt a lot of his plays. The nice thing about that card is it's really, really good against wide boards because he has to swing at something and I'm going to rest something. So I'm going to get guaranteed value out of my Bardock Monkey. He goes into the Khalifa though, tapping one of my energy. That's really, really annoying because now I have to Senzu Bean in order to drop a Bardock Monkey. So, I mean, it is what it is. He just drew into the surprise attack Frieza though, so that's pretty high value. That's why he's going to swing right here, the 30k into my Janemba. It is still a good save though, because I can Senzu Bean the Janemba, bring it to 25, and then combo the Bardock Ape as well. So that'll be a 35k defend, and I'll get to rest one of his battle cards, so it won't attack my life. So it almost seems worth it. I wonder if we're going to do it though. Oh, he changes his mind. He's going to swing the 30k at the leader instead. Okay. That is a pretty threatening swing, not going to lie. So Nick is going to combo this pretty big. It looks like he wants to drop the Dimensional Banisher or Dark Banisher Fu in his hand this turn and see if he can win right now. Interesting. I think I would have leveraged all the pressure for an extra turn and dropped it the next turn. But that's just me. Yeah, because his only threatening swing really is the Khalifa, so I don't necessarily know if I agree with this line of play here. I think I would have saved it for an extra turn, but we'll see if it works. So we've got 25k. I don't think I'm going to be able to defend this damage at all, but I think I'm just setting up for a counterplay. Because the fact that he's comboing so much, I can kind of see the Fu the Dark Banisher coming. So I take the damage. I'm Senzu Beaned. I get to tap one of his battle cards. I'm going to tap the Kid Goku because I actually don't have a Chomp of the Trickster in my hand. I have a Undying Spirit Gohan in my hand. So I'm going to drop that when he plays the Fu and bounce the Khalifa. And I'm probably just going to end up time magicking the Fu, if I recall correctly. At this point, Nick is really committed to the play. He's pretty much played for it, so he has to do it. I'm going to Gohan, bounce the Khalifa back to his hand. I will have to warp a card, though, for the Fu. I get the one untap, which is excellent. I do have the time magic in my hand, so that should be not much of a problem there. I will have to warp another card, so that Fu is going to pick at my hand a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, so that Fu is going to get tapped down. I'm going to have to warp a card. The problem is, though, even though Nick only has 4 cards in his hand, he still has 6 life, and I'm only at 2. So if he happens to have a Further Construction Champa or anything like that, I'm pretty threatened here. Actually, playing this game, I didn't know he didn't play Further Construction Champa, so I was playing around it, or I was playing scared of it. But actually, it turns out he didn't play it because, he has a lot of base double strikers, so he kind of feels like he doesn't need it. But yeah, 6 life is a lot for me to plow through. He does have the leader. Still able to swing. He's going to swing at the Janemba. I'm going to combo the Ape to the drop area. Probably just going to use it next turn just to get my hand back up because we have used a lot of cards in this turn to defend. So he's going to warp the Fu, pass turn to me. See what we can do here. It seems really difficult to kill him through 6 life. My energy's looking good. I've got a lot of flexibility in my energy. Looks like we're just going to use the monkey right off the bat. I do have a good defensive hand, though. I have Zeno Button. I have another Raiders Warcry. We're going to go leader into his Kid Goku to try and cut off his advantage. He's going to let it go. But that 30k, man, I don't have a real efficient way to deal with that, which is pretty unfortunate. I had the Dark Banisher, the Fu, the Dimensional Banisher. Man, I really wish I didn't make those cards so similar in name. I pick up the Source of Power from my drop area just to make use of my leader effects because I am about to Overwhelm. So make sure I get that free card while I'm at it. Janemba at the leader for a 20k crit. The super combo is not yet live, so he's going to take it. I'm really debating here because losing my drop area means I'm losing my leader's effect, which is pretty unfortunate. I can pretty easily get 5 cards back to the drop area, but that means I'm going to have to lose 5 cards from my hand essentially to do that. So it's not the greatest feeling thing ever. I like to drop the Overwhelm before I awaken so that I can then attack, burn burst 2, pitch a card, get closer to my awakening, get closer to my sparking 5 again. But in this game, because I'm up against aggro, wasn't really able to do that. We are going to drop it though. We're actually going to get rid of the Caulifla. Yeah, this turn I actually decided I'm going to try and go for game. So we do try and get rid of the Caulifla to get rid of some combo power. I'm attacking with the Gohan here. I put the 2 beans in my drop area, warp the rest of it from the Fu. That's 25k Gohan. We're going to combo the Bardock into play as well. So that's a 35k single strike. And I'll have 2 double strikers on the board after that. He actually has a decent amount of 10k combos as well in his hands, so he doesn't have the best defense, but he does have 2 super combos. That is pretty solid indeed. So he's going to combo out of the Gohan. I'm going to play the Bardock, draw a card, and my deck's getting a bit low here too because I was on the unawakened side for a pretty decent amount of time. I resolved 2 Saiyan Instant Gokus, so my deck is getting a little thin. We're going Fu into leader for 20k. He's going to go 25. He pitches the Kid Goku because he assumes I'm going to swing with the Bardock Monkey to trigger his Power Burst. But I actually passed turn from here because I don't have a way to kill him. So if he just took the 2 cards off his life and added them to his hand, I would be giving him 2 free cards. So I'd rather just not swing there and hope I don't die this turn, which I feel like is pretty likely. But we'll see what happens. He doesn't have a lot of attackers anymore. He doesn't have a lot of cards in hand. So hopefully I'll be able to survive this turn. But again, yeah, I was super afraid of the further instruction Champa on the Rildo here. That probably would have just sealed the deal itself. So he is going to go for the Kaba. He's going to go top 10. Tapping me out would be quite unfortunate here. And he does hit it. He hits the Self-Awakening one as well. So he has to see another card off his life and tap me out. Luckily, I have Zeno button, but I would have liked to use that negate, that energy for a negate before I got tapped out, though. But that's okay. Nick still has that surprise attack freeze in his hand, but it's probably just a dead card at this point. Like, I think I'd much rather swing at leader rather than swing at battle cards right now. And he will pitch the Frieza, yep. Plays a Kid Goku, though. That was a pretty good draw. Gonna grab a ball back from his drop area, so more combo power. Luckily, though, no further instruction Champa. Although that's what I'm very afraid of right now. Very, very afraid of right now. Going leader into leader, looks like. I'm gonna Zeno button here. So at this point, I kind of see he doesn't have the Champa, because if he did, that would be the clear cut shot to go in with it. He is going to try and get the Caulifla on the board for the double strike. So we'll see if that ends up being enough. And he's going to keep going. So we are going to combo the Raiders War Cry into play. And in this type of situation, this card is so good. Like, tapping one of his threats and drawing a card as a pseudo combo is just so good. So he's turn player, so I believe he is going to be able to tap me first, and then I'm going to be able to tap one of his cards. And I actually tapped the Caulifla because I am afraid he, or I am pretty certain he doesn't have the double strike at this point. So he's going to need some other types of attackers if he wants to win the game here. He is going to drop a 20k Caulifla, though, which is quite good. Quite good. Luckily, we have another button, though. He's going to save his 30k attack for the kill shot. I do have the negate here. And now he's going to go Kaba again. Wants to save that 30k for the last shot. But it's a very small swinger, so we'll see if it works. We'll see if it gets there. He's going to put everything into it. I only have 2 cards in hand, so not looking like the worst thing. I could combo with the Bardocks on my board to get out of this, but having the UI Goku in hand, I'm pretty confident that I'm just going to... Yeah, we're just going to negate the Rildo here, bounce it back to the hand, and he really can't play any more swingers, so that's pretty much gonna be the end of the game. And that was just a super down to the wire game. I think Nick could have made one different play by not playing the 8-drop Fu that turn. I think if we would have saved it for a turn later or 2 turns later, I think it would have been much better. But overall, like, he still put the crazy aggro on me. I ended up pulling out the win with 2 cards in hand, so you could see how down to the wire it was. Really a great game, guys. But anyways, any questions, make sure to leave in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.